Deep in the heartland, as dawn breaks over endless fields, a silent demand weighs on the land. Every single day, vast urban centers awaken, their populations unknowingly reliant on a complex, unseen dance between nature and machine. This demand isn't for luxury, but for the most fundamental sustenance: bread, pasta, and countless other wheat-based products. It's a need that never sleeps, a hunger that grows with every sunrise, posing an immense challenge to those tasked with feeding millions. This is the story of how that challenge is met, against incredible odds, in just one critical week. Miles from the bustling city, farmer John Miller stands on the edge of his family's sprawling wheat fields. For generations, the Millers have tilled this soil, but never before has the pressure been so immense. This year, an agreement forged months ago commits them to an extraordinary task: harvesting enough wheat to feed a city of 750,000 people. Not over a season, but compressed into 7 relentless days. The weight of this promise, stretching across thousands of acres, is palpable in the still morning air, a silent vow to a distant, hungry population. 3 weeks earlier, a Leviathan arrived at Miller's harvest, the X9 1100, nicknamed the Goliath. This isn't just a machine, it's a marvel of modern agricultural engineering. Towering over John, its massive header, spanning over 50 feet, hints at the sheer scale of its capability. With an engine boasting over 700 horsepower, the Goliath is designed to consume vast swaths of grain with astonishing speed and efficiency. Its presence alone transforms the landscape, a metallic titan awaiting its moment to roar to life and fulfill its monumental purpose. To understand the challenge, one must grasp the city's hunger. An average person consumes approximately 200 pounds of wheat products annually. For a city of 750,000, this translates to a staggering 150 million pounds of wheat needed each year. John and his team must harvest a significant portion of this total, enough to cover an entire year's consumption, within one intense week. This isn't merely about gathering grain, it's about safeguarding the fundamental well-being of hundreds of thousands of lives, a responsibility that weighs heavily. Months of meticulous planning preceded this moment. John, alongside his farm manager, Sarah Chen, spent countless hours mapping out the fields. They utilized satellite imagery and soil data to optimize routes, predict yields, and schedule every turn. The goal: minimize downtime and maximize efficiency. Every inch of land, every potential obstacle, every grain yield variability, was factored into a digital blueprint. This isn't farming by instinct anymore, it's a high-stakes logistical operation, powered by data and cutting-edge technology, demanding precision at every stage. The air crackled with anticipation the night before the harvest. John walked among his fields, the wheat heads heavy and golden, ready for the cut. His son, Mark, a recent agriculture graduate, checked the combine's diagnostics one last time. There's no room for error. A single mechanical failure could mean thousands of dollars in lost yield and, more importantly, a critical delay in their tight 7-day window. The weight of tradition mixed with the anxieties of modern technology, a silent vigil beneath a starlit sky, preparing for the monumental task ahead. At the first hint of sunrise, the Goliath roared to life. John, in the captain's seat, engaged the header. The massive blades began to spin, devouring the golden stalks with an insatiable hunger. The hum of the engine, usually a mere background noise, now resonated with purpose. Dust plumed behind the machine as it carved its first swathe, leaving a neat stubble in its wake. This initial movement symbolized the beginning of a race against time, a colossal undertaking that would demand unwavering focus for every second of the week. Inside the climate-controlled cab, John's world is a symphony of screens and controls. GPS guidance systems keep the Goliath on a perfectly straight path, minimizing overlap and maximizing efficiency. Sensors constantly monitor grain moisture, yield, and machine performance. This isn't just driving, it's piloting a sophisticated, self-optimizing agricultural factory on wheels. Every data point helps John make real-time adjustments, ensuring every grain is accounted for, every acre harvested with peak precision. The future of farming is here, and it's remarkably complex. Once cut, the wheat stalks enter the combine's vast interior.
Here, a complex ballet of threshing, separating, and cleaning takes place.
Rotary threshing mechanisms beat the grain from the stalks, while powerful fans and sieves separate the wheat kernels from the chaff and straw.
It's a continuous, multi-stage operation, transforming raw field material into pure, marketable grain. The Goliath's design ensures minimal grain loss, a critical factor when every pound contributes to feeding a city. This intricate process repeats thousands of times a minute, uninterrupted. As the Goliath's massive grain tank fills, a vital logistical dance begins. Grain carts, pulled by powerful tractors, move alongside the combine, collecting the freshly harvested wheat on the go. This unloading on the move technique eliminates precious downtime, keeping the Goliath constantly active. Mark, driving one of the grain carts, maintains a steady pace, ensuring a seamless transfer. From the field, the wheat will be transported to towering grain silos for storage and eventual distribution, a crucial link in the food supply chain that extends to the city's dinner tables. As dusk settled on day 1, the Goliath had cleared over 200 acres. The first estimates were promising, suggesting a yield of around 90 bushels per acre, thanks to ideal growing conditions and John's careful stewardship. This initial success injected a much-needed boost of morale into the tired crew. But John knew one good day didn't guarantee a successful week. The sheer volume required, acre after acre, meant sustained effort. They had made a strong start, but the true test of endurance, and the unpredictable nature of the harvest, lay ahead. Day 2 dawned with the same urgent rhythm. The crew worked through the night, alternating shifts to keep the Goliath running almost continuously. John, fueled by strong coffee and sheer determination, pushed the machine to its optimal performance. The field stretched out, seemingly endless, demanding constant vigilance. The pressure mounted with every hour, as they chased the ambitious target of 3,000 acres for the week. This wasn't just about farming, it was a testament to human resilience against the relentless ticking clock of a massive harvest. Mid-morning on day 2, the sky began to darken ominously. A sudden, violent thunderstorm brewed on the horizon, threatening to halt operations. Rain at this stage could be disastrous, lodging the wheat, reducing quality, and significantly delaying the harvest. John knew they had a narrow window. He pushed the Goliath even harder, watching the storm clouds gather with growing anxiety. The peaceful hum of the combine was now accompanied by the distant rumble of thunder, a stark reminder of nature's formidable power and the fragility of their carefully laid plans. With the storm closing in, John made a critical decision. They would focus all efforts on harvesting the most vulnerable fields first, those most susceptible to lodging. The crew worked with frantic energy, every movement precise and urgent. Mark raced the grain carts to ensure no time was lost in unloading. The wind picked up, whipping through the ripe wheat, but the Goliath continued its relentless work. It was a desperate race against the elements, a high-stakes gamble to secure as much of the crop as possible before the inevitable deluge. Just as the last grain cart pulled away from the prioritized field, the heavens opened. A torrential downpour lashed the farm, turning the golden fields into a muddy expanse. John was forced to halt the Goliath. The rain, though brief, meant hours, perhaps even a full day, of waiting for the fields to dry sufficiently to resume operations. The frustration was palpable, but John knew pushing the machine into wet conditions would be catastrophic, damaging both the equipment and the grain. Nature had asserted its unpredictable dominance. Day 3 brought a clear sky but no relief. The fields remained too wet for the Goliath to operate effectively. Every hour of delay was a setback, pushing them further behind schedule. John and Mark used the time to perform crucial maintenance on the combine, replacing worn parts and conducting thorough inspections. While frustrating, this enforced pause allowed for preventive measures, ensuring the machine would be ready to run at maximum capacity once the ground dried. It was a test of patience, a bitter pill in their desperate race. Sarah Chen, the farm manager, pivoted quickly. During the standstill, she re-evaluated their field rotation, identifying areas that might dry faster and replotting the most efficient paths.
She also coordinated with the grain elevators, ensuring they would be ready to receive an even larger influx of wheat once harvesting resumed. Downtime wasn't truly idle, it was a period for strategic recalculation, preparing for the inevitable surge of activity. Every moment was a chance to optimize, to mitigate the impact of the lost hours and regain crucial momentum. By late morning on day 4, the sun had worked its magic. The fields were dry enough. The Goliath roared back to life, its engine echoing a renewed sense of urgency. John, visibly relieved, steered the massive machine back into the wheat. The pace was even more intense than before, a desperate attempt to catch up on lost time. The team pushed through lunch breaks, fueled by the collective goal. Every harvested acre was a triumph, every filled grain cart a step closer to their ambitious objective of feeding the city. Behind the gleaming steel and sophisticated technology are the people who make it all happen. John, Mark, Sarah, and their small crew worked long, grueling hours. Sleep became a luxury, meals were eaten on the go. The physical and mental strain was immense. Yet, their dedication never wavered. They understood the stakes, the livelihood of their farm, and the nourishment of an entire city. This was more than just a job, it was a calling, a deeply ingrained commitment to the land and to those who depend on its bounty. As day 4 transitioned into night, the combine's powerful lights pierced the darkness, transforming the fields into a surreal landscape. The Goliath continued its methodical march, its engine a constant drone. Night harvesting is challenging, demanding even greater focus from John. But the cooler temperatures can be beneficial for both the machine and the grain. The visual spectacle of these giants working under the stars is a powerful reminder of the relentless effort required to sustain urban life, often unseen by those it serves. Throughout these intense hours, the data stream from the Goliath was relentless. Yield maps painted a real-time picture of productivity, highlighting variations across the fields. Fuel consumption, engine diagnostics, and grain quality metrics were continuously relayed to Sarah's command center. This torrent of information allowed for immediate adjustments, optimizing fuel usage, predicting maintenance needs, and ensuring the highest quality grain. It's a testament to how digital intelligence now underpins even the most traditional of industries, turning data into dollars and sustenance. By the morning of day 5, exhaustion began to set in, but so did a fierce determination. They were past the halfway point, having cleared nearly 1,800 acres. The city's daily bread was being secured, acre by grueling acre. The fields still stretched ahead, but the end was now within sight. The team pushed through fatigue, knowing that every successful pass brought them closer to fulfilling their enormous commitment. The smell of freshly cut wheat permeated the air, a constant reminder of their progress and the sheer scale of the task. Mark, John's son, was proving invaluable. His generation brought a fresh perspective, combining traditional farming knowledge with a deep understanding of modern technology. He managed the grain carts with expert precision and troubleshoot minor technical glitches on the fly. This blend of old and new was crucial for such a demanding operation. It was a clear demonstration of the evolution of farming, where heritage and innovation intertwine to meet the escalating demands of a growing global population, ensuring continuity and progress. Beyond just quantity, the quality of the wheat was paramount. Samples were continuously taken from the Goliath's grain tank and tested for moisture, protein content, and foreign matter. These rigorous checks ensured the harvest met the strict standards required for milling and baking. A high-quality yield not only fetched a better price but, more importantly, guaranteed nutritious and desirable flour for the city's inhabitants. It was a commitment to excellence at every stage, from seed to silo, a vital aspect of their massive undertaking. While John and his team battled in the fields, the city hummed with life, unaware of the intense labor unfolding hundreds of miles away. Bakeries kneaded dough, restaurants prepared meals, and grocery store shelves remained stocked. This seamless supply chain is a testament to the efficiency of modern agriculture, a quiet miracle that allows urban populations to thrive. The contrast between the peaceful city life and the frantic pace of the harvest is stark, highlighting the unseen forces that underpin our daily routines. On day 6, the final push began. The remaining fields were large, but fewer. The crew, running on adrenaline and the promise of a finish line, worked with renewed vigor. The Goliath, though showing signs of the relentless work, continued to perform. Minor repairs were made on the fly, critical adjustments handled with practiced efficiency. The air was thick with dust and the smell of cut wheat, a tangible sign of their impending success. Every minute counted, every bushel brought them closer to their monumental goal. Just as victory seemed within reach, the Goliath sputtered. A critical sensor failed, causing a momentary halt. John's heart sank. A quick diagnostic revealed a complex issue that couldn't be fixed with a simple adjustment. The pressure of the ticking clock became almost unbearable. Mark and John worked frantically, bypassing the faulty sensor with a temporary manual override, a testament to their deep understanding of the machine. The setback was brief, but a stark reminder of the delicate balance between man, machine, and nature. After an agonizing delay, the Goliath resumed its work. The last remaining acres dwindled quickly. As the sun began to set on day 6, casting long shadows across the fields, John steered the combine through the final swathe. A wave of exhaustion, relief, and immense satisfaction washed over him. The engine quieted, the blades stilled. The field was cleared. They had done it. Against mechanical failures, unpredictable weather, and immense pressure, they had harvested enough wheat for an entire city, in just under a week. The final calculations confirmed their success. With nearly 3,000 acres harvested and an average yield of 90 bushels per acre, they had gathered approximately 270,000 bushels of wheat. Considering that 1 bushel of wheat weighs about 60 pounds, this equated to an astounding 16.2 million pounds of grain. This harvest alone could supply a significant portion of the city's annual wheat consumption, a monumental achievement in such a short time frame, validating months of planning and relentless effort. The harvested wheat, now safely stored in towering silos, began its journey to the city. From flour mills to bakeries and food manufacturers, it would be transformed into countless products. This massive quantity, secured in just 1 week, provided a crucial buffer for the urban food supply, ensuring stability and preventing shortages. The Miller family's dedication directly translated into loaves of bread on breakfast tables and pasta for dinner, a silent, powerful connection between the heartland and the bustling metropolis. This feat of modern agriculture comes with significant investment. The Goliath itself represents millions of dollars in capital. Fuel costs, maintenance, specialized labor, and advanced technology all contribute to the expenses. However, this investment enables efficiency and scale unimaginable a generation ago, ultimately ensuring food security for millions. It's a balance. The enormous upfront cost is offset by the capacity to deliver staggering quantities of food, quickly and reliably, an essential trade-off in our interconnected world. Just a century ago, harvesting this quantity of wheat would have required hundreds of laborers, dozens of horse-drawn binders, and weeks, if not months, of arduous work. The advent of machines like the Goliath has revolutionized agriculture, transforming a labor-intensive, slow process into a high-speed, precision operation. This comparison highlights not just technological progress, but a fundamental shift in how we approach feeding an ever-growing global population, moving from subsistence farming to industrial-scale food production. While John and Mark were in the fields, a dedicated support crew worked tirelessly behind the scenes. Mechanics were on standby for any unexpected repairs, often working through the night to keep the Goliath running. Logistical staff managed the steady flow of grain trucks and fuel deliveries. Sarah Chin coordinated all these moving parts, a true orchestrator of the massive operation. Their unsung efforts were crucial, turning potential disasters into minor setbacks, proving that even with advanced machines, human coordination remains indispensable. The Goliath's unparalleled efficiency relies heavily on an intricate web of precision mapping. Before a single stalk is cut, detailed 3D maps of the fields are uploaded. These maps, combined with real-time GPS and sensor data, guide the combine within inches of accuracy. This minimizes overlap, prevents missed spots, and ensures optimal harvesting patterns, even in irregularly shaped fields.
This level of digital control is a far cry from manual steering, allowing for maximum yield recovery and significantly reducing operational waste, a testament to farming's technological leap. Once the wheat leaves Miller's harvest, its journey is just beginning. It arrives at massive flour mills, where it undergoes a series of transformations. First, cleaning removes any remaining impurities. Then, conditioning adjusts moisture levels for optimal milling. Finally, the grain is systematically ground, sifted, and blended into various types of flour. This meticulous process ensures that the golden kernels harvested by the Goliath are ready to become the staple foods that nourish the city. The raw material from the field is refined into a usable product, ready for consumption. John Miller, standing amidst the stubble of his vast fields, embodies the enduring spirit of the farmer. His hands, weathered by years of labor, now command machines of immense power and precision. The anxieties of the past week still linger, but they are overshadowed by the quiet pride of a job well done. It is this resilience, this deep connection to the land, combined with an embrace of innovation, that allows humanity to face the immense challenge of feeding billions. The farmer remains the unsung hero of our modern world. For John, farming is more than a business, it's a profound commitment passed down through generations. He often reflects on the responsibility he feels towards the land and the people it feeds. My grandfather always said, John muses, that the soil isn't ours to own, but to care for. And every grain we harvest is a promise kept, a promise to nourish. This deeply ingrained philosophy drives his relentless work ethic, a reminder that behind every technological marvel like the Goliath, lies a human heart dedicated to a timeless purpose. With the harvest complete, the work at Miller's Harvest doesn't end. The land needs to be prepared for the next season, soil health maintained, and new planting cycles planned. The Goliath will be meticulously cleaned, serviced, and stored, ready for its next monumental task. The rhythm of agriculture is continuous, a perpetual cycle of growth, harvest, and renewal. This week was a testament to what's possible, but it's merely one chapter in the ongoing story of humanity's quest to feed itself, day after day, year after year. The story of John Miller and the Goliath is a powerful glimpse into the future of food production. As global populations continue to grow, the demands on agriculture will only intensify. Innovations in AI, robotics, and genetic engineering promise even greater efficiencies and yields. But at its heart, the process remains the same, a human endeavor to cultivate the land and provide sustenance. The Mega Combine is not just a machine, it's a symbol of human ingenuity meeting nature's bounty, ensuring a future where no city goes hungry. The efficiency demonstrated by the Goliath and Miller's Harvest has implications far beyond a single city. As arable land decreases and climate patterns shift, maximizing yield per acre becomes a global imperative. The technology and methodologies pioneered by large-scale operations like this contribute to a more resilient global food system. This localized success story highlights the potential for modern agriculture to address grand challenges, proving that through innovation and dedication, humanity can continue to meet its most fundamental needs on an ever-expanding scale. As the city lights twinkle, its residents sleep, nourished by the silent work of hands and machines far away. The wheat from Miller's Harvest will feed countless families, provide energy for workers, and fuel the dreams of children. This profound connection, often unseen and unacknowledged, is the bedrock of our modern world. It is a testament to the dedication of farmers like John Miller, who, with their mega machines, stand as the vital bridge between the fertile earth and the sprawling concrete jungles we call home. This intense week was more than just a harvest, it was a powerful narrative of human capability, technological advancement, and the enduring resilience of those who work the land. From the seeds promised to the combine's roar, and finally, to the sustenance on our plates, it's a cycle of life that sustains us all. John Miller and the Goliath, together, represent the critical intersection where tradition meets innovation, ensuring that the ancient human need for food continues to be met, even for an entire city, in just one remarkable week. The echoes of the Goliath's engine have faded, the dust has settled, and the fields lie bare, ready for rest and renewal. Yet, the impact of that single week resonates far and wide.
For John Miller and his team, it was a triumph of will and technology, a testament to what focused effort can achieve. For the city, it was the quiet assurance of sustenance, a foundation for daily life. This mega harvest wasn't just about wheat, it was about connecting humanity, ensuring survival, and celebrating the power of modern agriculture. As John looks forward to the next season, the lessons of this intense week are clear. Resilience, adaptability, and the relentless pursuit of efficiency are not just farm principles, but universal truths. The challenge of feeding a growing world is immense, yet stories like Miller's harvest demonstrate humanity's capacity to overcome. With innovations like the Goliath, guided by the wisdom of generations and the precision of modern science, the promise of abundance can endure, ensuring that the fields will always rise to meet the silent demand of the cities.